So I get the pasta in boiling water, a little salt, pinch of salt in it for flavor. Always use sea salt, the kosher salt, that brings out the flavor much better in pastas. The recipe is going to be, we're going to take butternut squash, which you can buy. So I buy already cut up, but because it's a little bit too big, you cut it in little bite-sized cubes like this. And I already pre-roast this. And you're going to cube it up and you're going to throw it in an oven or a broiler for 10 minutes, 12 minutes, or until it's tender and soft, depending on how you like to eat it, either al dente, which is a little crunchy, or do you want it cooked all the way through. You're going to take that, you're going to add this to the saute pan. So we're going to have the butternut squash cooking and sauteing for about 7 minutes. Now we'll cook it all the way through. Pasta should be cooked till it's al dente, which is about, I'd say between 10 and 15 minutes, depending on how you want your pasta cooked. Pinch of salt. Always under season with salt, because you can always add salt to it, but you can't take it away. So if you over salt it or season it, you can never take the flavor out of it. It's over seasoned. Next step will be whole wheat pasta. We're going to put some bacon in it. Let that cook for a few more minutes. Any questions? You can use regular pasta for this if you like. You can change the vegetables if you like, the zucchini, summer squash, or you can use some onions. The most important flavor is going to be your garlic. You can buy a chopped garlic in a jar already, or you can use fresh garlic, either one, depending on what you like. And then at the end of this, I'm going to hit it with some Parmesan cheese or Romano cheese. Does anybody know that you should put oil in the water when you're cooking pasta? Does that do anything for the pasta? You do it? It's really unnecessary to do it because it doesn't do anything to the pasta. People think it helps it not to stick, but you definitely should put salt in your water. Now we're going to top it off with some fresh spinach. Always wash your vegetables to make sure they're clean and everything. Always wash all your vegetables. Also going to do a dish of boneless breasted chicken that's going to go with it. Last night I marinated in a little olive oil, Parmesan cheese, garlic, and some fresh rosemary. And I'm going to show you how to cook that. We should always cook the chicken until the internal temperature is 165. Make sure that everybody should have a thermometer at home to check the temperature of food. And when you're working with chicken, you should be careful with cross-contamination, because chicken does have a lot of bacteria. Always use a separate cutting board. Always wash your utensils. Always wash your hands going from one step to another, especially when you're handling the chicken.
What did you marinate this for?
I did it yesterday around 3, 4 o'clock, and I marinated it overnight. And that's the marinator. Guys, speaking of leftovers, this is very important because while you guys are in school, you guys microwave your food, you have leftovers. Make sure when you're having leftovers that when you use a microwave to make sure that you check the internal temperature, because most people who microwave don't bring it up to 165, which is very hazardous to yourself. So the internal temperature of food that should be reheated should be 165. I know nobody really does that. Did everybody hear that nice sear? I preheated the oil first. I'm washing my utensils because now I'm going to cook here with the same utensil, but I washed it. Now I won't go back to the raw chicken. On the chicken, it was marinated. I already see it. I preheat the oil to get a nice sear in it. Can everybody see the color of the chicken on that side? I'm going to give it between probably 5 to 6 minutes. 3 and 3 on each side, maybe 4 minutes, depending. Because each one of these is a little bit thicker than the other. These were whole chicken breasts that I butterflied this way, down the middle. So it's not as thick and it will cook easier and it will stay much more moist if you don't try to cook that thick breast. You know how the chicken breast is so thick? I always fillet them down and butterfly them in the middle. And this is how they come out, and they'll cook quicker and they won't get as dry. That helps a lot for flavor and moisture. The other way to tell when chicken's done if you don't have a thermometer, and this is old style cooking, how when I was cooking at the beginning was trained, you go by the feel of the chicken. The firmer the chicken is, that means it's done. If it's soft and mushy, that means it's still raw in the middle. I'm going to do, for the vegetarian vegans, we're doing another dish. I took the same recipe with no bacon fat, just a little olive oil and a little water. Or you can do a vegetable stock with it to bring flavor. All it has in here is garlic, Parmesan cheese, salt and pepper. I just added the butternut squash, pasta. I'm going to add the spinach in a few minutes and then the tofu to finish it off with the protein. You don't have to use tofu if you don't want it unless you want the protein. It's up to you. If you want to do all the vegetables, you can use zucchini. Like I said, summer squash. You can add asparagus to this. It's a nice dish. You can keep it in season or you can do it spring depending on how you want to do it. I'm going to let this cook up for a few more minutes.